we've entertained the thought of doing like kind of like a version of like I think is it Jimmy Kimmel that does the mean tweets where the people will read read the bad comments or whatever.
No, literally.
We thought about doing that, but then we were like, Butterfly909 don't need that type of attention. We're not gonna give Butterfly909 that type of
your
attention.
burner account that you ain't confident enough to say it with your face on it.
Yeah, exactly. I the courageous thumbs are gonna be out there.
Yeah.
It does I'm curious when I think I have a level of curiosity that I just don't think a lot of other believers have.
Yeah.
Like when I see somebody doing something that maybe seems to me like off-putting.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because I see some stuff in church culture that's off-putting to me.
Yeah.
But I think that's different levels, right? A very conservative person is going to be off-put by me saying penis and vagina.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Whereas another person might be like, and that's what it's actually called.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I'm like, so when I'm off put by something, I'm usually just like curious, like I wonder why they do that.
Yeah.
It's not like damn them to hell.
Yeah.
May the eternal fires of the lake of Sheol consume you for all time.
Yeah.
And eternity.
Yeah.
For infinity.
Yeah.
Until beyond.
And beyond.
Right? Like, that's not the way I am. I usually like, I'm like, oh man, oh my God, that dude, wow, he doesn't get out much.
Yeah.
Like I heard this dude preaching, like he was preaching hard too. And he was like, and you got people out here wearing beards. There's nothing holy about a beard. We're going to get back to the real Pentecostal. Ah! And them people in there, all them men was clean shaven, like, ah! And all the women were like, yeah, right?
Bro.
And I was like, I'm just curious.
Absolutely.
I was like, man, this is a very niche sermon.
Yep. Very niche.
It's very American.
Very.
And Jesus would have to shave his beard if he came in here.
And this is the disruptive news to a lot of people is don't have no geographical understanding of where that book took place.
Listen.
I said this to Abby the other day. I was like, I need to do some deep research on this, but I can highly bet that there ain't no white people in the Bible.
Well,
I mean, like you confirm, but like meaning, and the sentiment of what I was saying was like
no Caucasians in that book.
And just that reality of like, it ain't never passed your mind that when you reading this book, you talking about these people, none of them look like you.
Well, the replacement theology, here's how I knew the Bible wasn't written to me.
Yeah.
As like an African American who grew up in this country. Because Abraham's name was Abraham and not Diamante. Like if Genesis 12 would have been like, and the Lord said to Diamante, get thee out of thy country and thy father's house to a place that I will show you.
Yeah.
And so Diamante and Tasha left Compton.
Yeah.
And by faith,
were
on their way to Apple Valley. Because the promises of God were in Apple Valley. Yeah. Right? And Jaquan went with them. Right? So it wasn't Lot, it was Jaquan.
Yep,
right?
Absolutely.
If Diamante and Tasha and Laquan went with them, and then like halfway there to Apple Valley, they stopped in Pomona, and Diamante was like, look, your homies and my homies are beefing.
We beefing, bro.
Right? You selling t-shirts, I'm selling hats. I don't want there to be no feud between us. So look out across the land
what you want,
and pick wherever you want to go. And Laquan was like, I'm going to San Bernardino.
Oh, me.
I want all of San Bernardino.
Yeah.
And then Diamante was like, fine, Laquan, you can have all of San Bernardino. And as Laquan went to San Bernardino, then the Lord said to Diamante, now look up.
Yep.
Because every place that you see, every place that you've put your foot is land that I am giving you. As far as Ontario.
Oh, so deep in the book right now. People don't even know.
Right. As far as Los Angeles is to the west. And Moreno Valley is to the east.
Yep.
And Vegas is to the north, which is a different country already. Different state already. If it was that if it was familiar, I would be like, they writing to me.
Yep. Yeah.
I know DeMonte. And guess what? Then everybody else would be like, that book wasn't written to me.
Yep. Yeah. No, that's good. It's so good.
This book took place thousands of years before anything we know.
Yeah.
England did not exist.
Yep.
When this book started.
Yep.
Or when it ended. The United States of these Americas did not exist.
Yeah.
The world as we knew it.
Completely different paradigms.
It's a completely different paradigm, yet the book is still alive and potent enough to speak to us today.
Yeah.
What I've been telling every Gentile I know is to give the Bible back to its original intended audience.
Wow.
The book belongs to Jewish people. Can we give Jewish people back their book?
Yeah.
Can we agree it is their book?
Yeah.
And that we got engrafted into it.
Wow.
It ain't ours.
Yeah. Wow.
It wasn't even talking to us.
Yep.
All them promises you go in there and try to claim for yourself, they was not talking to you, fam.
Bro, this is the thing, that the genuine thing is, like, because of a lack of biblical literacy, it's like you don't even know what the book talking about. There be so many things that, like, if you just be reading the Bible, it's like, oh yeah, that's not how that went at all. Like, that's not.
Let me tell you something.
People be. I remember I was preaching yesterday. We was talking about the Garden of Eden. It was like, yeah, if Eve wouldn't have ate the apple, blah blah blah. The book says she turned and handed it to Adam, for he was standing right there.
That's exactly right, and it wasn't an apple.
So exactly, there was already.
It never says apple. But 6,000 years of human history, apple was never mentioned. The fruit of knowledge of good and evil. That was the name of the fruit.
Could have been kumquat. We don't know.
It was the fruit of the name of the fruit was the knowledge of good and evil. That was the name of the fruit. You have never.
Yeah.
You've had a banana.
Yo, let me give you one of these winter fruit of knowledge. Yeah, bro.
We got pomegranates, we got oranges, we got apples, we got pears, we got plums.
Yeah.
You have never partaken in your life. You have never bitten into the knowledge of the tree of good and evil.
Yeah, bro. And I think that's the thing, it's a constant reminder why I love the Bible and digging into the book and trying to understand, what does this mean for this time, bro? And this is the thing that got me. I had to go back. I was doing this teaching with some of our team, and I taught about how the sermon where the friends bring their friend up on the roof and they bust through the roof and lower him in front of Jesus.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And that sermon, all the times I'd heard it preached, was you got to rip the roof off and you got to do whatever it takes. And I preached the whole. And then one day I was just researching, like, what were that size of homes and blah blah blah. And literally I read this thing. It's like homes would have built a little smaller with an upper level, and because of lighting, the roof would have been able to be removed to let in light during the day and cool off. And I was like, oh, that whole sermon I preached was not even the right, like, I'm 19 out here, still looking at porn, writing sermons. So I'm like, you got to rip the roof off, and they had a ladder and they created a pulley system and blah, blah, blah. Like, I done made up a whole situation that's like,
you made them inventors.
The Imagineers out here lowering their friend. We gonna do whatever it takes. Yeah, no, the sentiment of what you're saying is true, but there is some nuance around the fact that there were stairs on the side of the homes back then, so it may have been a little easier.
Yeah. And we're talking about like some grass and some pitch and some mud. Literally. We're not talking about mortar.
Yeah. In my head, they got a
drywall.
Just ignorance. Just complete ignorance. Don't know nothing.
Oh my gosh.
Anyway, read the Bible.
Read it. Like, don't just listen to it.
Yeah.
Read it for yourself. Because sometimes when stuff gets communicated orally,
that's good.
Some things start changing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like when people say, the Bible say God don't like ugly. Where they say that at? Where did God ever say? Oh, Jesus. The Bible said cleanliness is next to godliness. What? So no, you're
That's good.
You're absolutely right. I just this book was not written to me. I'm glad I got in on it though.
Absolutely.
That's my standpoint. I don't need to force myself into the narrative.
Yeah.
I don't need to become a black Hebrew Israelite.
Yeah.
I'm in the book.
Yep.
I'm just in there.
Yep.
Because God wanted me in there, and the promise does go back to Abraham. He said, I'm going to make you the father of many nations, and you'll have so many descendants that they will not only be numerous in your bloodline, but if they take the same faith that you've taken, that it would be counted to them as righteousness as well.
Yeah.
It's really easy to like just go, I'm just glad I got in.
Absolutely.
Oh, I'm just so glad I got in, as opposed to I must now, like either consciously or subconsciously, with well-intention or nefariously, theologically replace who this Bible was written for with myself.
Dang.
And when you can theologically replace it to the point that Pentecostalism is the crescendo of it is you not having a beard.
Yeah.
You've bastardized the text in a way that is so offensive to who the book was written for. I dare you to go up to a Jewish man and tell him to shave his beard.
Yeah. Yeah.
An Orthodox Jew.
Yep.